Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel spectacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Lloyds in Lincoln with former Syracuse Orange and Long Beach State basketball star Ramel Lloyd Sr. and current Nebraska basketball athlete Ramel Lloyd Jr. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Ramel Sr. and Ramel Jr. Brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
There we go. I was wondering what was happening there. I had my mic switched up. Welcome in, though. Nonetheless, Lloyds in Lincoln. I'm Harrison Arns, one of the ones and twos. We got Ramel Lloyd Sr. in here, host as always. And again, you guys want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685, as well as we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. But man, it's been a busy month for Ramel Lloyd Jr. in particular.
Yeah.
Another show without him, but he's stuck in the air right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna find him for sure when he comes back. He's not handling his job over here, so we're gonna find him. What's the fines over here, Harrison? What we gonna get him fine wise?
Yeah, I don't know. DP's fines. What does that look like? That's a good question.
We got to figure that out because my man over here got us holding up all the weight.
I know we had to just change the name of the show to Lloyd in Lincoln.
Should be Lloyd in Lincoln, right?
Lloyd in Lincoln.
Old man Lloyd in Lincoln. But yeah, Ramel, he was actually supposed to call in like he did last week because he's still traveling. Obviously, school's tomorrow.
Yep.
So obviously he had to get back, but he was in California. He was home in LA visiting, and the hurricane is coming through, which is crazy. It's like Florida weather, you know. So the hurricane is coming through. He had an original flight at 11 a.m. to leave LA. And we had to change it to 6 this morning, so he can get out of there because they already started power outages and they already started canceling flights. And they were saying that he could have been stuck in LA for like another 3 days.
Yeah.
So instead of getting a straight flight from LA going to Omaha, which he has to fly out to Phoenix. So he went out to Arizona, and I think he just got on a flight now, coming here to Omaha. So at least we got him out of there in time because he really didn't want to miss the first day of school. If you could
that's
that.
tough. That's not a good. I know the first week was quote unquote still this week. It took me my second year. I realized it's like, hey, maybe don't be the student that the teacher sees you on week 2.
Exactly.
Don't set that rule.
Exactly.
So for all those listening, don't treat that week 1 as a joke. Show up to your classes.
It's important.
It is.
I think he's a little bit excited this year too because I don't know how many classes he's actually had on campus since he's been here. I don't think he's ever had any
COVID. Yeah, I'm sure because he
wasn't here with COVID, but he did have a lot of online classes. So this is the first year he's trying to go out on campus and have a little bit of a college life instead of just, basketball home and they're doing work online. I think it's healthy for the kids to go to school sometime. Like, I mean, I'm from a different era. We didn't have a choice necessarily to do online classes. So I know what the campus life brought to me as far as the camaraderie, talking and being involved with other students. That's not like, when you play basketball, you're with your teammates all day, nonstop, right? But you get to meet other students that's necessarily not athletes or whatever the case may be. And it's, it's fun. It's fun. It's a good college experience overall.
Yeah, I took a lot of online classes through work and stuff, but I definitely preferred in person. Especially, I mean, if you're just being real, if you're paying for a university, you're doing yourself a disservice not showing up to the
You
campus.
got to go to
Like, it's a beautiful, the facilities are
Yep.
nice, the teachers are great, and you can get some of that online, but it's just not, it's not
not
as
the same,
streamlined.
right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
the
the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're, like I said, you're spending your resources, like you're teaching yourself on some of that stuff. You're going all online. Like, you have
Exactly.
teachers, but you're teaching yourself. Use campus. Go there in person. That's what the money's
Use
for.
Use it. Now I do understand, athletes having a certain amount of classes.
Like I said, with work, I still had to take some online
you had to
ones,
take some
right?
some online ones, and it's good because especially when the season starts
Oh yeah.
and they start traveling and they start doing the workload becomes a lot.
Mhm.
I've been there where we're on the road somewhere. I'm in a plane trying to get a paper done, or and it gets tough. So I do understand that, but it should be a nice little mix, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little blend in there. And again, I'm just super excited for the school year start. I'm super excited for this football team, super excited for this basketball team. Obviously Softball with Jordy Ball, like that one right there, super exciting. I mean, this is probably just my favorite time of year, right?
Yeah,
Especially, I'm not a big baseball guy. Sorry for
Right.
all my baseball listeners out there, but like this is when things really start kicking up for me. Preseason NFL's going on. Yeah, man, I'm just super excited. I'm sure Ramel Lloyd Jr. is just ready to get the season going too.
Yeah. You can feel the energy around here. This is my first time obviously being in Lincoln, during this time of year and kind of being here full time. And you can feel the energy around of the excitement, like you said. There's so many people anticipating great seasons coming up and excitement of sports. The weather is supposed to be changing, but that didn't happen yet. I mean, it's still.
I'll be honest. This has been a good August.
This has
been a good man.
This is hot.
August is typically like this from like start to finish.
Really?
Yeah, it's usually pretty miserable.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm coming from California, and we're supposed to be known as the hot weather, and so on and so forth. Everybody tells me, "Oh, you going to Nebraska? You going to freeze?" Now I know it's going to get cold. I'm not saying it's not going to get cold.
Yeah, those wind tunnels are real.
But so far since I've been here, this has been the hottest place I've ever lived, and I've lived all over the world.
Yeah, it's the humidity.
Oh my goodness, It's so hot. But I'm not complaining because I know when that winter comes, it's going to be a different feeling. But I'm kind of looking forward to it though.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the cold a little bit. It's been a while since I lived in cold weather.
When was the last time you were in the cold?
I mean, do you consider 50 degrees cold?
No, man.
No, right? That's not cold, huh?
No.
So yeah, I mean, in California, it gets to about 32 freezing overnight, maybe late, like real early in the morning and stuff like that. But obviously that temperature really doesn't last throughout the day. So I'm thinking 50s is what they call. I mean, they come. I don't own a jacket anymore. So obviously I'm from New York originally, and I've been in California for 20 years plus now, and I don't own a jacket. Like I don't have a jacket.
That's insane. If you give me in Nebraska, and they got 4 seasons in there.
Oh yeah, well you can get. We talked about this the other day. It's 4 seasons in a day here.
Yeah,
every once in a while, one day you'll have all 4 seasons.
That's a concept. I didn't realize that like families, what they'll do is like they'll pack their winter clothes and put those away. Like I guess it's the thing that happens. Yeah, that's never real here.
Yeah,
you just got it all ready to go every day, like you said.
You better be prepared. Well, I got to go out and get a jacket. So, I guess when you're young and you're growing up, like you're outside, you're taking public transportation, you're playing in the snow and all of that, and you need it. But as an adult, you kind of in and out the car, in and out your office, in and out.
You got that garage, so you're not really walking.
How much do I really need a jacket? I think I could get away with just a light sweater and going in and out the office to work.
Yeah. Well, so, what are you most looking forward to? Obviously, probably basketball being one, but what are you most looking forward to this season? Getting your first real, first year here with Ramel Lloyd Jr. at Nebraska.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I'm just really happy and excited to be here with my son. To be able to watch him and watch him mature, watch him go through his journey. And be nearby, because that's just what we do. That's who we are as a family. And this was the first time last year where we weren't able to be around him as far as going to his games, helping him develop, helping him with off the court things of that nature. Now, don't get me wrong, Ramel is becoming a grown young man.
Yeah.
He does his own thing. He lives in his own space and place. And, it's funny because I really, now that we're here, I don't talk to him or see him as much. Well, I see him more, obviously, but I don't as I did when we were in California, because it's a comfort of knowing that I don't need to talk to him. I'm right down the street. If he needs me, he can just come over.
Mhm.
Right. So he does his thing. He's extremely busy. I'm busy. I don't see him as much, but that'll change probably a little bit more when the season starts. The fact that we can go to games, we can actually travel. I'm a Big East guy and a Big West guy. I don't have a lot of experience with the Midwest basketball scene as well. Like a lot of these arenas and things. I played in a lot of arenas around the country. There's a lot of arenas in this area that I've never even been to. So like I'm excited about that. Like I'm gonna go on the road. I've never been to Michigan State. I've never been to Michigan. I've never been to Purdue. Like almost half the Big Ten I've never even been to before.
That's incredible.
So yeah.
The only downside is Nebraska's got the best one, so it's not going to get better than that.
That's great. Well, that was one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why we came here. I
Beautiful.
decided to come here, but just the experience. Like I know when I played, I love to go on the road.
Indiana's
I
a
didn't
cool
like
one to
playing
see.
at home. I heard Indiana was like ridiculous.
Old
Mel
school.
told me that last year. Like the crowd was so loud, everybody was into it. And like for me as a player, when I played, that was the best atmospheres to go to. I'd rather play on the road in those atmospheres than play at home.
What are some of the best teams that you'd argue when you were playing, especially the Big East? What were some of those
Big Ten or Big East?
Big East or Big Ten? Even just if you're playing out of conference, what were some of those environments that you remember as a player just being electric?
Well, I played at the Carrier Dome.
Okay,
I don't know what they call it now. It's not the Carrier Dome.
I don't know. Let me look it up. I couldn't tell you what they call it now.
Yeah, something Dome. It's not Carrier Dome, but I would say that was definitely one of the most unique places that I played at, and it was my home gym.
JMA Wireless Dome now.
JMA Wireless, right? So, being at the Carrier Dome was so unique because it's literally a football stadium, right? So, I don't know if a lot of people don't know it, but the basketball court is, if you can imagine how a football stadium is when the field is out, the basketball court is literally in the end zone of the football field, right?
Mhm.
They put the basketball stadium there. Then they have like this big curtain at the 50-yard line, and it blocks out the rest of the stadium. And then they bring in the portable fans from the 50-yard line all the way to the where the court is. Right. And then so it's like 30,000 people in there to watch a basketball game. But the downside about it is that I believe it holds like 100,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the sound is not what you want it to be because there's so much room in there. Even though it's 30,000 people in there, screaming for the cue, so you don't really hear it as loud. But it did give us a great advantage because most people came in, especially if you're first time playing in there. It's tough because the depth perception is ridiculous. Like you're looking far back behind. You got to get used to the depth. You got to get used to that big dome on the top. It's so that was really unique place for me to play at. It was my home gym, but the Big East at the time was so competitive.
Yeah,
right. It was so competitive. Syracuse University had just went to the national championship the year before my freshman year. They lost to Kentucky in the national championship. And then I came in the next year. And in the Big East that year, before I got there, my senior year in high school, the Big East had Kerry Kittles, they had Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, John Wallace.
You got some dogs in there.
I mean, they were all in the same conference battling
That's
everybody.
insane.
And that's why I was so attracted to it because I wanted to play against the best. And I'm missing a lot of people. Like there's a lot of people that I'm missing, but I'm just off the top of my head, I could think of those guys because I remember my wife, she was always at the time we had VHS or VCR, and she would tape all of those games for me so I could watch. But no, that was some great times. But as far as the Big Ten is concerned, I never was a Big Ten guy just because of the area that I grew up in. Being a East Coast guy, like Big Ten was a little bit out of my range a little bit. But I did have a buddy of mine who from the Bronx. He played at Minnesota.
Okay,
and went to the Final Four. His name's Eric Harris.
Okay,
yeah, Eric Harris was the point guard for that team that went to the Final Four with what's his name? Bobby. What's Bobby's last name? Bobby Jackson.
Okay, what year is this?
And this is probably 95.
Is that the year? What year did you graduate?
I graduated 96.
I'm gonna look at your NBA draft class.
Yeah,
So it feels like a loaded year.
Oh, it is a little. I can tell you what the class is. Well, can I? Yeah, I can. Well, that year coming out of high school, we had a couple of guys that went to the NBA straight from my class, which was, of course, we had Jermaine O'Neal and Kobe Bryant were both in my high school graduating class. And those were the two guys that went to the NBA. Oh, and also Steven Jackson, even though he took a little bit of an alternative route to get there. I think he had signed with Arizona first, and that didn't work out. And somehow he just ended up with the Spurs working out. But
you said the 96 draft
96 was my high school graduation.
High school graduation?
Yes.
Okay. What about the college? That's what I'm trying to.
I came
Well,
out,
I guess 96 high school would be the same thing.
Well,
Or no.
not really, because I don't know how they do their draft class. Then I transferred.
Well, some of
had
it
to sit
you didn't
out.
have to necessarily play college.
Put like
yet.
this: my senior year in college was 2001.
Okay, let's look at 2001
Yeah,
NBA
2001.
draft class, because 96 that would have been like Kobe's. That's when you could still not necessarily have to go to college. You go from
Right.
straight high school.
Right.
to-
He went straight to high. He went straight out of high school to the NBA, which was nuts at the time because he was like the first guard in a long time that has done that.
Did you ever see LeBron James when he was going straight from high school to the NBA? Did you hear like the comments his own teammates were making about?
Oh yeah,
him?
yeah. That was fine. I mean,
It's just kind of
to
funny.
be fair though.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have said the same thing probably.
Yeah, I probably would have thought the same thing. Like I don't know. LeBron's definitely we ever go back in this LeBron stuff. And Ramelo's not even here. I feel terrible mentioning how great LeBron is, and Ramelo's not even here.
Yeah.
You know how he is with that.
That's probably fine. Then we spent the whole hour. If you brought it up,
Yeah,
he was
we would
there.
have been on it the whole hour or so. But yeah, I mean, how could you imagine a high school kid being that great at that next level?
And he was
You
immediate.
never see, we haven't seen that.
Like the thing with Kobe is he had some rough starts.
Yeah.
Like I think his first game he went something atrocious from three. I think it might have been like
Yeah.
an 0 for 7.
Well, he didn't play much. I mean,
Yeah.
he went to the Lakers where they had Eddie Jones there.
Mhm.
I think Nick Van Exel was there at the time. Then there was another wing. I can't remember who it was. That was very, very
Or
talented.
Fox might have still been
guys.
there.
Yeah, Fox in there. I mean,
Yeah.
so he has some veterans in front of him at that position. And then Kobe's body wasn't, as physically as mature as LeBron's was coming out.
Yeah,
So,
definitely wasn't as strong.
Yeah,
He
wasn't
took that
as- he
leader in
wasn't
his
as
NBA
strong
career.
at all. He was built very slim and light, but he was super skilled. So when I was in my high school year, when I was a Magic Johnson All-American game, right?
Okay.
Brown Ball Classic, which would be probably equivalent to maybe Jordan's brand today or something. They change the names of the game all the time.
Mhm.
So Kobe Bryant was my roommate in the All-American game
Oh, no
for
kidding.
the whole week. Yeah.
What does
So-
that have to be like?
It was actually pretty cool because I had grown up the whole time competing against Kobe, right? And then back then you didn't have social media, you didn't have these kids now, they all friends and buddies and all that. Like we hated each other.
That's
right?
what always kind of that you say that. And there's a real quick anecdote. This drives me nuts with NBA games.
Yeah.
I
for
saw
sure.
when Kyrie Irving tells the Boston Celtics, "I'm coming back," and then says, "Nah, never mind, screw you guys," and he's making a scene. And then the Celtics play him, and Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown are all
Yeah,
high-fiving,
no doubt.
signing jerseys after Kyrie just dropped 40 on you,
It's a different
and you're
time.
just high-fiving.
It's
Different
a
time.
different time.
Different time.
I mean, and I think a lot of that, like we always talk about, we always go back to social media.
Yeah.
Social media changes it. It makes the world smaller, right? So guys can get in contact with each other. They team up on all these different teams. In my day, we had magazines, right? So you would get a magazine and you would read the top 20 players in the country and you would just see their names,
Mm-hmm.
right? You didn't necessarily know what they look like. You didn't know, like we would be at tournaments and I'll be standing around like, which one is Kobe or which one is this one? And you trying to figure it out while you're playing. And you almost built up this competitive nature. Like when I see that kid, I used to scratch people's names off the list. Like I would have a list of people.
I hear that a
play
lot
against.
because that's all you guys
Yeah.
had. You're reading the paper.
Yeah, I'm reading.
That's what you
I'm
got.
reading magazines.
You got
so
names.
I would scratch their names off
Uh-huh.
the list after I played against them and did what I needed to do. So I had always grew up like competitively hating Kobe. Like I can't wait to play against him, right? And we got a chance to play against each other a little bit in ABCD camp
Uh-huh.
and things of that nature. But it was really cool being a roommate with him because then you get to know, like when you go to those all-American games and things, like all of those guys, we're all together, we're all doing these different events in the community. We're signing autographs, we're going to different places because they bring you down there for like a week or so and you do all of this fun stuff before you actually play the game. Right. So it was good getting to know him on a personal level. Like I said, we were roommates for that whole week. And he was a different kind of 17-year-old.
That's what I want to ask you.
Very
What was his
different.
discipline like? You got to see it for a week.
Extremely disciplined at that age. Unreal. So, like we're all in Detroit. The game was in Detroit. The Magic Johnson, it was at the Palace.
Okay.
Back in the day. That's where
Yep.
the Pistons used to
Yeah, I
play
know the
at.
Palace.
And
Malice in the Palace. Everyone knows that one.
Exactly. So, we were hanging out, guys in the hallway. We trying to do whatever we can just to get out the hotel. And, Kobe's in the room watching film.
I love Kobe stories.
He's
man.
watching film. Like literally watching film. We're like 17 years old and he's watching film. First of all, he's impressive because he speaks all these languages, right? He fluently. And at the time, everyone, the big topics was where are we going to school at, right? Because some of the guys hadn't signed yet. So it was like, the buzz is where are we going to school, who are we going with, blah, blah, blah. And Kobe tells me, he's like, I'm going to the NBA. Right? He's like, I'm not going to go to school because a lot of people don't know his dad at the time was coaching at LaSalle University in the Philadelphia area. So there was a lot of people really thought he was going to go to LaSalle. I know he had told me personally that he was thinking about LaSalle, and I believe it was Duke.
Wow.
Were his two schools. And he decided, I believe during that week, at least he told me personally, it wasn't out yet, that he was going to go into the draft. And, I had tremendous respect for him and his game and all that, but it was no way in hell I thought that he can go to the NBA out of high school. You know what I mean? Just like for
unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, as a guard, tell Kobe's like 6'6", 6'8". He was, and I was like, yeah, his skill level is there, but I played against him a bunch, and I know how much stronger I was than him because I always was a bigger, stronger guard, and that was my advantage at the time. Was, let me just beat him up so he can't get the ball or whatever. Because, once he got it, it was like over. His skill was too high.
Yeah, blow by.
But I was able to, use my physical ability to, have a chance to compete a little bit, right? And then back then, when you're in high school, you think you're better than everybody anyway. You don't like.
Yeah, it hasn't hit you.
I would
yet.
never say like this guy was better than me or that guy. I felt like I was better than everybody. Until you get older, you think back and be like, we wasn't even the same stratosphere. You know what I mean? You think about it when you get older. But yeah, so anyway, Kobe decides, that he's going to I believe it came out that week. And the rest is history, man. Like
Understatement.
Yeah.
The rest is history.
We had no one in our class had any clue that Kobe Bryant will be the icon that he turned out to be, and that was just all because of his work ethic. I mean, he was better than us talent-wise at the time, but the level that he actually got to was unreal just because of his focus and his work ethic and his dedication to the game.
Yeah, that's why Kobe will always be just admired for. I mean, he's gonna be a forever NBA legend. Like the ability to motivate an entire. You talk to the NBA players right now.
Oh yeah,
their favorite player is Kobe.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll say they're great, the greatest player of all time. They'll say Kobe.
Yeah, I understand why.
Yeah.
And then even when I go to Syracuse, Kobe goes to the NBA. He's with the Lakers, right? He struggles that year, doesn't play as much. But then we got a chance to reunite again because I transferred to Long Beach State. So at the time, the NBA Summer League was at Long Beach State at my school. So, the Lakers are playing, and this is Kobe's second year. And he's walking, getting ready to go to the court, and I'm in the locker room because it's my locker room. So I run up behind him and grab him, put him in the headlock, and he turns around. He's like, "Yo, what you doing out here?" Because he had known I went to Cuse, but I transferred it. So I got a chance to hang with him, and I would see him over the years, from time to time as he, became this living legend. And I would have a chance to see him time to time. But yeah, I mean, I have those are a couple of my Kobe stories. But like you said, the NBA, this generation, like they got Kobe stories for days because he was just, that special.
Yeah, he kind of has that effect that, Michael kind of did back in the day where it's like
Absolutely.
If Kobe ever, shouted you out or even mentioned you,
oh yeah,
like that's such a high honor, for a guy of that stature to even mention you or, comment positively on your game. It's just awesome to kind of have that. But yeah, I'm a big Kobe fan. I think pretty much all of the NBA world is Kobe fans at this point for what he's done to the game. But with that being said, that's a good spot to go ahead and go to break. Again, this is Lloyds in Lincoln, just Lloyd in Lincoln today, but that's all right. We'll get Ramel Lloyd Jr. back in here next week. School's starting up, so he's got to be around regardless. Nonetheless, we'll throw it to break here. Catch you guys on the other side of the break.
Yes, sir.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
IT projects piling up again? Managing IT can definitely be frustrating. Whether you have an in-house IT department or you manage it yourself, let Hamilton be your experts. At Hamilton, we take the frustration out of your business tech issues with managed IT solutions. We specialize in co-managed and fully managed IT. Does your business need better managed IT? Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Donnie Nelson kind of was doing a little, backyard boogieing with Mark,
on the side
with Mark Cuban in the background. Moves are being done and things are happening to which you don't really know about. That seems to me what happened in this situation. Things were going on, conversations was being had at the highest levels, and you're not in on the party.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over. It's time to experience hassle-free service with no contracts or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
You're listening to Lloyds in Lincoln with your hosts, Ramel Lloyd Sr. and Ramel Lloyd Jr.
All right, welcome back to Lloyds in Lincoln. Again, I am Harrison, run the 1s and 2s. You guys can always join the show through the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. And again, we just got some great Kobe Bryant stories. We're talking a little bit about your NBA draft class, not yours, but the year 2001 draft class. And we're trying to figure out who that Warriors dunk contest winner is. That's going to drive me crazy. I don't want to Google it.
We're gonna be mad at ourselves. We're gonna sound like we're not sports guys because we're not.
Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Who was the former Warrior? What era was he winning these dunk contests?
This is terrible.
I got it.
His son is playing now too. Son's name is Chase, and I can't think of his name.
You said he's about your age now?
He's a little bit younger than me.
A little bit younger.
Michigan State. Come on, he was a freshman at Michigan State. He waited there 1 year and he left.
This drives me crazy.
I mean, he jumps. Probably one of the best dunkers of all time. Jason Richardson.
Thank you.
How can we not know that?
That's disrespect to Richardson.
That's completely disrespectful.
All right, we
disrespect. It's Richardson, right?
That's the only that I'm not thinking everyone else. Jason Richardson.
Jason, come on.
Yeah,
man. I felt terrible about that.
Yeah, Jason Richardson. Okay.
Yeah, I mean
he kind of gets. He's I got to do a better job. He's forgotten in my memory in terms of
bit,
right?
in
terms of like one of the freakiest athletes.
He's one of the best dunkers of all time.
Yeah, freaky.
Best of all time in game and in contests. Because a lot of guys can't do both.
I'll give Zach LaVine and credit if he can do both live and in the dunk contest.
Zach
LaVine hit a 360 dunk on a fast break.
That's a contest type of dunk. I'm talking about on people. Zach LaVine should be dunking on people 2 or 3 times a game.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Easily.
For the amount of hops he has.
And the amount of skill that he has with his hops.
Yeah, he can just slither. He can get you.
I always be like Zach. But, he's one of those real cool, smooth players. Like, even though he jumps out the gym, it don't seem like dunking is necessarily his thing. He just kind of.
Yeah, I feel like for those players too, like if you can dunk it, you get to a certain range. If you can dunk it every time, you're starting to think about your body. It's like I'm going to go for the layup instead of throwing it down.
Especially definitely the NBA. A lot of the average fans don't understand that every single person in the NBA can dunk with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them. Even the point guards, they get to the league and they'll just get on a break by themselves and still lay it up.
Yeah, Steph Curry can even throw it down
easily.
Yeah,
easily. Like it's not even easily.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they are concerned with their bodies, and at that level, it's such a non-thing that it doesn't matter. Like, to the average fan, they say dunking or whatever, but even in college, there's nobody on the college roster for the most part that can't dunk.
Well, you see it all the time, even with the former NBA players. Every birthday after the NBA, they just say, "Let me see if I can throw it down," and they get up to like 57, 58, 60, and they're still
dunking.
And it's a one dribble jump.
It's really nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest with you,
that's insanity. Let me ask you about this because I'm sure you've heard it. Some more news from go figure James Harden with the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know if you saw that where he called out Daryl Morey.
No,
you haven't heard this.
No,
okay, well let me pull up the exact quote because James Harden's doing what he does best. He's forcing his way out.
Getting out of there.
Yeah, he called out Daryl Morey in front of a live audience during one of his camps. I think it might have been over in China when he was down over there. And I'll give you the full. I wish I had the audio because he said it twice and he was like yelling it. But he said, "Quote: Daryl Morey is a liar. I will never be part of an organization that he's part of." Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be part of an organization that he's part of.
I don't even have a real comment on that about James. Let me tell you, I don't know. It's funny because I'm part of media now because I'm doing this show with you guys and my son. But every once in a while, I have to take a social media break.
Yeah, I feel you there.
So the last 2 weeks or so, I've pretty much deleted all my social media. Off my phone at least.
Right.
I just take breaks and I do it often just to kind of refresh. Sometimes it feels like it's weird. Like you get a small percentage of everybody's problems when you read them all the time. Right. And I got my own problems I'm trying to deal with. So sometimes I just leave it to the side. But I got, now the season's coming back around and all, I got to get back on it. But that's probably why I haven't heard that because I haven't been on social media.
Yeah, no, it's he's just forcing his way out again, which is. It is kind of crazy to me. I will never, these players are okay with doing it because they know they're good enough.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'm like, stop signing 4 years.
Yeah.
It's like you're signing a 4 year, and it's like I don't really want to be here. Can't you just trade me? And then they're like, we're not going to get much for you.
We're we're so far removed from what an athlete's mind that makes that amount of money and has that amount of popularity. I can't put myself in his position to think that because I've never been in those shoes.
He knows he's got the leverage, and that's being honest. Like
us,
he does.
We can
have
make an opinion anytime about it. I mean, I'm not saying it's right or saying it's wrong, but like I don't have a comment on it because I can't even put myself in those shoes, right? Like, I mean,
I have a comment. I will say this, as a James Harden fan, it does bother me. I just want to see him play. He's so good when he's healthy. When he was playing with the Houston Rockets, that's something that bothers me. It's like he's had so many chances with great players. Like I just really want him to just really lock in and have an awesome season. Because what he's doing with Houston, that 1 year where that MVP season, I think it was Austin Rivers broke his ankle, stared him down. Just every night putting up 30+ points. High assist numbers too. Great playmaker. Like he can dish it out too. It's not like he's a selfish ISO player. He's not that. When he's playing well, he is an incredible playmaker. I just want to see him get it together. That's why I'm kind of bummed out. I don't want to go through another year, man, where he's coming in out of shape, not wanting to play. Like he's one of those players that's just too fun to watch when he's all there. So it's kind of a bummer for me.
Yeah,
I hate seeing good players.
I'm a James Harden fan too, obviously, because first of all, as another kid, I mean, I've been so involved with this basketball stuff. I don't know him personally, but I've played with and watched James since he was in high school. He's from California. He's from the boss just walked in. Wait a minute, the boss is here. There's nothing going on this weekend. We're not used to seeing him in the studio.
Yeah, he's getting some water back there.
But so back to James. I've watched James went to Artesia High School, in which Artesia High School is in Lakewood, California, which is pretty much Long Beach, right where we live. So I've watched James since he was in high school, and I've actually played at the time. I believe I was still playing pro, and James was a high school player, and he would come to the gym and he would play with us before he went to Arizona State.
Could you tell his ball handles were out of control?
No, he was a completely different person, a different player, I should say.
Okay,
at the
curious.
time. It's really hard for older pros sometimes to judge the level of talent of high school kids when they play against him, because even though James is James, like if I'm a grown man and he's high school, to me it didn't matter. He's a good player, he's talented, but it's hard to compare because you're not in high school, your body is physically different. You're a grown man, you've been playing pro overseas or whatever, and I couldn't tell how good he was. I just thought he was a good athlete. I thought he was a good player. I had no clue he would turn. Same thing.
Right. He shouldn't be. If he's dominating you, then you're like, that's the next Michael Jordan.
Right.
If he's a high schooler.
Exactly. Most high school players, if you're a high level guy, high level pro, high level high school guys, they're not gonna dominate you. Like they shouldn't.
Yeah. Right? Otherwise, you got to take a reality check, or that player's.
Oh, that
really
player
special,
is just that guy.
Which is
really that guy.
Probably
I'm not saying that he wasn't good. He was good. He could play with us. He fit in.
Yeah,
no problem,
right.
Did his thing.
But he wasn't.
I didn't know he
James
was going to
Harden.
be James Harden. Right. So they even at the time, my buddies was telling me that this kid is going to be a McDonald's All-American. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, really? And so he goes to Arizona State. And I mean, James was a pretty good athlete, had a strong left hand, didn't go right much, went left mostly. He could shoot the ball, he would get off that one leg and dunk, but it wasn't the James Harden that we see with the handles and this and that.
Just
and maybe he had it, but
I feel like that was probably a polishing process because a lot of James Harden's game is so much.
You ever watch him at Arizona State?
Yeah, I've seen him in Arizona State.
See, that's what's so hard to judge about players, because you don't understand a lot of that stuff is in their games already. It matters of how much opportunity they're going to have to play a certain way, how much confidence they have, and how much leeway they have by their coaches, and what level they're playing at, because college basketball is completely different from pro basketball. So if you watch James Harden play in college, he scored what I call college buckets, right? He would catch and shoot on the break on the three. He would get out on the break and finish in the lane. He would get to a 1-2 dribble pull up and get his jump shot off. There's not a bunch of ISO ball. There's not a bunch of dribbling.
His signature one-legged step back he's not doing that in the college level.
Not much. not he may be able to do it because he was that good,
but he's not going to green
light that. Not off of 5
college.
dribbles though. Yeah. Right. Like so he's like tween cross, step back. Like in college, it's a swing through, one dribble. If the defense comes, step back shot. That your coach may let you get away with that. He may.
If you make it.
If you make it, right? But even if you make it, some college coaches stifle the kids' game because it doesn't fit the college program. It doesn't fit the way college basketball is played. So I don't know. Maybe he had those things, but maybe the NBA gives him, a lot of guys are better NBA players than they are college players, and vice versa.
Yeah, well, look at Patrick Williams for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah,
I don't think he started a single game in college.
No,
and then he started
didn't.
every single game for the Bulls his rookie season.
And guys see that, right?
Yeah.
You see that it's a different game. So sometimes you can get caught into playing a college game and it's not cohesive to how you play. And you get more opportunity. First of all, in the NBA, the court is way spread out more. Right, college, you got guys sitting in the paint. There's no 3-second rule. And now even in the NBA, the bigs are at the 3-point line. So they're not even in the dunk spot anymore. The dunk spot is considered right a little bit past the box down there. They used to sit in the dunk spot when people penetrate. They come in. Now they're in the corner at the 3-point line. Right. So if you beat your guy getting to the basket, his rotation is coming from the corner 3 to help for rotation. So if you're a good one-on-one guy, you could beat your guy, you pretty much have layups at the rim because the help is not there. College, they don't ever have to leave the paint. So in college, if I get by my man, I'm going to have to play off 2 feet, or I'm going to have to pull up for my jump shot, or I'm going to have to make a play for someone else because the help is already there. They're sitting there. So even if you can jump and you outstanding athlete, those guys are 6'10", and they're already standing there with their hands up. Even if you jump, you're just getting up to the height of where they are. So it's still difficult to finish. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that's why you see too those teams that make it all the way through. It's always incredible ball movement. You see it like
you have to,
and you see like a lot of veteran teams. Like you look at Kansas, you look at UCLA and the runs they make. Yeah, if you don't have that good playmaking and you're just relying on a few really good scorers, it just
you can stop really good scorers in college.
Yeah.
If it's only 1 or 2 guys on the team in college that you need to stop, it's very possible to do that. Much more possible than the NBA game.
Yeah, well, we've seen that with Nebraska basketball, and I hope this year turns around. I think it will as we're starting to get more development. But I mean, we've had NBA talent. We've had Isaiah Roby. We've had Delano Banton. Obviously, McGowan's just left, but that's 3 NBA talent guys, and we don't have a lot of wins behind us just because the playmaking's there. It's like we have really good talent, but we don't really have the pieces around it to kind of get that quick, and like you said, Bryce McGowan's can make a move. The help's there. I don't care how good you are.
They already
he's been camping. Yeah, he's been warming up his hands by the fire. He's pitched out and got a 10. Like he's just been sitting there waiting. And the shooters, you're closing out, but they're not NBA threat level. They're not hitting at a crazy clip, so you can sag off even a little bit more.
They'd much rather have those guys shoot contested threes in college, right? That corner contested 3 is a 3 that you'll live with over someone getting all the way to the paint and scoring, right? And Nebraska's defense was pretty much set up that way. They doubled
the big every single time.
Right? They doubled the post every time, and they formed that eye in the foul line, and they was able to rotate out and help. But in the NBA level, if they were allowed to be in the paint like that, that percentage of that open 3-point shot will kill you.
We'd have some pretty low scoring games too if they allowed NBA bigs to just sit in the paint.
Yeah, that's what it used to be.
Yeah,
right. The guys were just down there, like we talked about that before, like in the 90s, 80s, even before that.
I'll tell you, the rebound numbers were crazy too.
The bigs were down there all day, like you got
no goaltending either until later. That was another big
thing. Who changed that? Was that Will?
Let me look at when goaltending got switched out, but they added. I don't know. I don't think it was. Sterling, was it? No, it was before him. It was way before him.
A player did that. Either Kareem or Wilt, one of the two made the NBA make a bunch of changes because they were just so dominant.
Yeah, let me find this before we go to break here, because that's another thing that people always forget. There's so many players where they have these crazy block numbers.
Yeah.
But if you don't take that out of context, you understand when the goaltending came into play. They're gonna have obviously insane.
It's gonna be different. That's what we were just talking about. We were talking about off the air. We're comparing players.
45 they made it illegal. So it goes way back. So 45 is when they finally said, yeah, that's illegal. You can't. Which is weird in Europe. Yeah, 1940. Over in Europe, they actually still allow goaltending.
They do. They allow it if the ball hits the rim. You got to hit the rim first. If it hit the rim and it's still in the cylinder, you can take it off.
Okay, and then the offensive player, it's not a offensive interference if you try to dunk the ball.
You can tip it while it's still in the cylinder.
Do you like that rule?
Not necessarily.
I never know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I watch it in the Olympics, I kind of enjoy the product, but
I think it's I don't like it or dislike it. I think if I was a European guy, it would just be normal. I think it's just normal for us not to do that, so we kind of feel like we don't like it. But I think if we grew up playing that way, I don't think it would be much of a big deal. Yeah, I don't think much about it. But I as a player, a scorer, I'll be pissed if somebody hit the damn ball off the rim while I'm getting ready to get my 2 points. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that would be pretty insane.
Oh, I'll be pissed.
You're shooting a free throw and it's rolling on the rim and someone swats
and it's
it.
getting ready to go on.
Your free throw percentage is
I'm
tanking.
counting that in my make stats.
You're right. Let's keep that one out. I don't like that rule. But that being said, we got to go ahead and throw it to break here. We got one more segment with Lloyds in Lincoln. I'm Harrison. That's Ramon Lloyd Sr. Catch you guys on the other side.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Hey, it's Jake Bachman. Join me, the captain, Rashawn Jackson, and the black shirt, Terrell Farley, on Monday, August 21st at Club Pilates for their grand opening and ribbon cutting. We'll be there from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the captain and the ticket water cooler. That's all this Monday at Club Pilates at 83rd and Holdridge.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and
Lane's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
The Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, Nebraska National Guard, 55th Wing, and the Lincoln Airport Authority presents the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, featuring the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, the F-16 Viper demo team, F-35, and the Air Force Wings of Blue. Experience a spectacle that your family will remember forever. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show, Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th at Lincoln Air Park. Parking and admission are free. Learn more at lincolnairshow.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Nick is here. What'd you call him earlier?
Yeah, he had a name. He said a name.
Can you hear Nick?
I said you look like a big swimming pool. You look like a big swimming pool over there. I called you Big Swim.
Big Swim. All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I ever coached you?
Don't hang that over my
There's a
head.
track record here.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. You're listening to Lloyds in Lincoln with your hosts, Ramel Lloyd Sr. and Ramel Lloyd Jr.
All right, welcome back to Lloyds in Lincoln here on Ticket Weekends. I am Harrison, pushing the ones and twos. We got Ramel Lloyd Sr., the host, as always, in studio here with us. And again, if you guys want to join the show, 402-464-5685, as well as we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. Great way to put a face to the voice and get involved. And also go to ticketfm.com in case you missed any of today's shows. But it's been a good show so far. We got about 5 minutes left, and I do want to go ahead and shout out. It is the Big Red Welcome today, and 93.7 The Ticket is actually an official media sponsor for the event. So again, if you're an UNL college student, listen up, get your free campus cash. The Student Marketplace mini bag tonight at the Big Red Welcome starts at 6:30 and goes until 8:30. So again, great way to get some free stuff in there. Just, go meet your fellow classmates, get out there, show your face, just kind of start getting integrated into the community that is Lincoln. And it's always a great time. But nonetheless, we got about 5 minutes here. We talked about this season, what's upcoming, but what are you kind of most excited for Ramel Lloyd Jr., not just team, but for him personally?
For him personally, I'm super excited for him just to get back on the court.
Yeah. He talked about that, played in Europe, and it's been a minute.
That's just the first thing. He has high expectations for himself. He has some high goals that he set, and of course, you always are trying to achieve your personal goals along with your team goals. And I'm just excited for him to have an opportunity to do that. Just to be back on the court. People don't understand that when you don't play basketball for a long time, even if you're playing every day with practicing, working out, you can't tell me a kid that on a team that works as hard as him. I was extremely happy and proud of how hard he worked on his game and his body and everything else in the off season. But there is still a difference to go and play games and translate all of those things that you've been working on. And sometimes it takes a little time. Sometimes it happens right away. So I'm just excited for him to have that opportunity to play, because as a basketball player at this level, the love and the attention and detail that you have to have for the game is so high, right? It's such a high thing. And being a basketball player, it almost means, especially at a young age, it means almost everything to you.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
It's
At a certain
everything.
point, that's all. And there's so many times I had zero caliber of going to the NBA. I knew I wasn't going to the NBA. I was like, if I roll the dice and got lucky, I might get D2.
Right.
But if I'm being real, it's D3. But it was still everything.
It's everything.
It was just all I obsessed about it.
It's everything. So, the kids put a lot of time, energy, and effort into it. Being young, they haven't had a lot of life experiences yet right now. Basketball in school is the most important things to them. So, they put pressure on themselves to succeed and do well and, work hard. So I'm just excited that he's going to have an opportunity to do what he loves.
Yeah.
Right. To do what he loves. And I'm here to be a part of being here with him. So that's our excitement, man. I can't wait to get out to PBA.
Yeah.
I was excited last year. I was out to PBA a couple times last year. I still came and visited Ramel and came and watched a bunch of games. And I was super excited. He wasn't even playing at the time. It was just a great atmosphere. To see the team compete the way they did, to win some big games, to have the crowd behind them. And, as much as the fans here are very, very passionate, I think the basketball fans get a little bit shaded a little bit because the football has such a great tradition.
Yeah.
But these basketball fans are tremendous as well. They're very passionate about the team. They care about what's going on, and they show up. So I think Ramel, and along with his team, his teammates, are excited about putting a good product on the floor because these fans deserve it as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because it always does feel like you always feel like no one cares about basketball in Nebraska. If you say that, you haven't been to a game
that's
at
not
PBA.
true.
You have to go to one game and you'll
Yep.
take that back.
Yep.
Because there's been years even before Ramel was here where it was a good product. Whether it's Tim Miles or whoever it may have been, really bad product, and that place still showed up. Every single night.
Still filled up.
Yeah, we love basketball out here, and I'm just excited to see. I'm glad they got that European time, because as you're saying, basketball conditioning in itself is just different. I remember at one point, being in really good shape, running all the time when I was like early in college, and then just playing intramural, leagues. It was up and down the court 2 times. This is when I was like
gassed.
in great shape.
Yeah, you're in great. It's a different
Cotton
kind
mouth.
of shape.
Yeah, like your mouth just starts getting dry, and you're just not used to it.
That's where Mel told you. He said, Mel's obviously in great shape, and he said, a couple times up the court in Europe, and he was gassed, like just tired. Like it's a different kind of deal. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun.
I'm super excited. And again, for all those listening, be sure to absolutely check out the Big Red Welcome today. Again, that starts at 6:30, goes all the way until 8:30. 93.7 The Ticket is an official media sponsor. Be sure to grab some free stuff there. Appreciate Ramel Lloyd Sr. for hopping in here. Next week, we'll have the full crew. He's got no excuses. School starts. He's got to be here. He's got to
tell us about that first week of school.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys next week. Again, every Sunday from 11 to 12. The Breeze up next. See you guys in a little bit.
Yes, sir.